युहन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः विहित्तिश्चाविवृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Let's start with verse 16, right? Okay. Virinchal dirghayuhu bhavatu bhavata tatvarashirah sadushkam samrakshyam sakhalu bhuvi dainyam likhitavan विचारः को वामां विशदकृपया पाति शिवते कटाक्षव्यापारः स्वयमपि च दीनावनपरः फलाद्वा पुण्यानां मयि करुणया त्वयि विभो प्रसन्नेऽपि स्वामिन् भवकमलपादाब्जयुगलम् कथं पश्येयं मां स्थगयति नमः सम्भ्रमजुषां निलिम्पानां श्रेणिः कनकमाणिक्यमुकुटैः त्वमेको लोकानां परमफलदो दिव्यपदवीं वहन्तस्त्वन्मूलां पुनर्विभजन्ते हरिमुखाः कियद्वा दाक्षिण्यं तव शिवमदाशा च कियती कदा वामद्रक्षाम् वहसि करुणा पूरितदृशा दुराशा भूयिष्ठे दुरधिबृहद्वारघटके दुरन्ते संसारे दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके मदायासं किं न व्यवनयसि कस्योपकृतये वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत् तव शिवकृतार्थाः खलु वयम् सदा मोहाटव्यां चरति युवतीनां कुचगिरौ नटत्याशाखा स्वटति झटिति स्वैरमभितः कपालिनीं भिक्षो मे हृदयकविमत्यन्तचपलम् दृढं भक्त्या बद्ध्वा शिव भवदधीनं कुरु विभो. We saw up to this verse 20. Kapalin bhikshome hridayakapim atyanta chapalam. Atyanta chapalam hridayakapim. Atyanta chapalam. Chapala is something which is unwanted, but it is so tempting that you eat. Generally, chapalyena aham bhuktavan. You see. There is certain temptation. Here the temptation for the monkey. See, it is purposeless. So the act is purposeless, but you are tempted to do that. That is where you use the word chapala. Understand? If you eat more, so that doesn't serve the purpose, but out of temptation you do. Similarly, the kapi has the tendency to jump from one place to the other place. What is the purpose? No purpose. Okay. Whether it is hanging here or hanging there, but it is always doing. So similarly here he says, Hridaya Kapim Atyanta Chapalam. But then he says it is a win-win situation for you and me. You are a Kapali. Kapali means Kapalaha asya astiti Kapali. Ini pratyaya. So Kapala is Kam Palayat. Kapala is the skull. Okay. The skull, see, Kam Mastakam Palayatiti Kapalaha. See, Kam here means Mastakam. Kam is an anarthaka shabda and various meanings. So that is how we have the Kapala. Kam means Sukham, Kam means Jalam. In fact, we have in Upanishad Kam Brahma. Kam is Brahma, Kam is also Brahma. Understand? Kam Brahma means, so Sukham, Brahma, Sukha Rupam. Kam Brahma is used to refer to the all pervasiveness. Okay? Kam Brahma. Okay, we have in Chandogya. Anyway, here the word Kam, as in the derivation of the word Kapala, should be understood as Mastaka. So Kapalaha asya astiti Kapali. Now this Kapali is basically referring to a beggar. He takes this and then begs. So as a beggar, if you have monkey with you, so you will be benefited. So too, my mind is anyway tied to you, so I will also be benefited. So this is how a very interesting description we find in this verse. Dridham bhaktya badhva. In fact, in the last class, I wanted to just tell, since there are young, interested, bright learners. So there is this verse is something which gives Navavidha Bhakti. Dridham bhaktya badhva, he says. That Navavidha Bhakti verses are good to learn. Shravanam kirtanam Vishnoho.
Shravanam kirtanam Vishnoho.
Shravanam kirtanam Vishnoho. Smaranam padasevanam.
Smaranam padasevanam. Smaranam padasevanam.
Archanam vandanam dasyam.
Archanam vandanam dasyam. Archanam vandanam dasyam.
Sakhyam-atmanivedanam.
Sakhyam-atmanivedanam.
Sakhyam-atmanivedanam. Iti pumsarpita Vishnau. Iti pumsarpita Vishnau. Iti pumsarpita Vishnau. Bhaktischen navalakshana.
Bhaktischen
Navalakshana. Bhaktischen navalakshana. Kriyate bhagavatyadva. Kriyate bhagavatyadva. Kriyate bhagavatyadva. Tanmanye dhitamuttamam. Tanmanye dhitamuttamam. Tanmanye dhitamuttamam. See, it is the second verse which is more important. See, in the context, that is why I wanted to share these verses with you. In Bhagavata, this Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlada, asks him and then asks, Ajiteshu Shreshtham. Tell me what is the best among the things that you have learnt. So in that context, this fellow replies, so which will be terribly annoying to Prahlada. Okay? Tanmanye adhitam uttamam. This is the answer. Aham adhiteshu madhye uttamam tanmanye. What? Iti pumsarpita Vishnu bhaktischen navalakshana. See, navalakshana bhakti, there are different forms. I will not explain all of them now, so it is just to indicate. Okay. So that bhakti is divided into 9 types, depending upon the nature of the bhakta. Primarily, it has to do with the nature of the bhakta. And it also depends upon the context in which the bhakta approaches Ishvara. Okay, so in the different parts of his life, so he may have different kinds of bhaktis also. So anyway, so that is some interesting verse that we find in Bhagavad. Okay, now we go to verse 21. Dhrutistambhadharam
Dhrutistambhadharam Dhrutistambhadharam
Dridhaguna-nibaddham sagamanam
Dridhaguna-nibaddham sagamanam Dridhaguna-nibaddham sagamanam
Vichitram padmadhyam
Visitram padmadhyam Vichitram padmadhyam
Pratidivasa sanmarga ghaditam
Pratidivasa sanmarga ghaditam Pratidivasa sanmarga ghaditam
Smarare macchetaha
Smarare macchetaha Smarare macchetaha
Sputapatakutim prapya vishadam
Sputapatakutim prapya vishadam Sputapatakutim prapya vishadam
Jayaswamin Shaktya
Jayaswamin Shaktya Jayaswamin Shaktya
Sahashivaganai Sevida Vibho
Sahashivaganai Sevida Vibho
Sahashivaganai Sevida Vibho. In the previous verse, he compared, or rather personified, his buddhi as a kapi and asked Shiva to carry with him, and he personified Shiva as a beggar. Now this is a completely different kind of a scenario. So wherein he personifies his Hridaya as a kuti. Kuti is a small kind of hermit, right? Hermitage. Hermit is different. The one who lives, yeah. So it is a hermitage, okay? So where they live. So Shri Krishna Kutiram need may be small, need not be small. Anyway. So here he says Macchetaha. Macchetasputapatakuti. This is one single word. So Chetaha Kathamasti Sputapatakuti. You see. Sputapatakuti. These tents which we have, some of them have, many of them will have this white cloth. Why? Because it will reflect. Even in the airports you will see, they will all be some kind of a fabric. That fabric will be generally white. If it is dark, it will absorb heat. So here this Putapatakuti, pata is fabric. Pata is a fabric. So Putapatakuti is some swachha. Okay. So this is not tarnished. Okay. This is a nice white fabric. So a tent has been created. And this tent is my own cheta. Smarare macchetaha sputapatakutim prapya vishadam. So you come here. And this kuti is described by several words in the first half of the verse. Dhrutistambhadharam. This kuti cannot be created without stambha. Any tent that you create, there will be some poles. And here he says Dhrutistambhadharam. Stambha here is Dhruti. Dhrutistambhadharam. This is one qualifier. So So dhritireva stambhaha, dhritistambhaha. Okay. Dhritistambhaha adharabhutaha. Okay. So dhritistambha is dhritirupa stambha adharabhutaha, and the kuti, further kuti. Now dhritistambhadharam kutim prapya. Okay. So having come here, this is what he is saying. And the second qualifier that we find is dridha guna nibaddham. Guna means rope, jya. Okay, guna, dridha guna nibaddham. Dridha means the rope. So what will happen is, so if you do not tie, the fabric may be strong, the pole may be strong, but if the rope is not strong, then what happens is this may fly off. Okay. So that will be torn apart and then it will fly. But he says this is a very, very safe shelter for you. So it is tied with very strong rope. Dridha guna nibaddham. Then he further says Sagamanam. Sagamanam means Gamana Vishishtam, right? So then there seems to be some contradiction, right? So Sagamanam means it has motion. How can it have motion? So this is where there seems to be a contradiction. This is actually called in Alankara, they will call as Virodhabhasa Alankara. Okay. So that is what Bhagavad Pada seems to be employing here. This Virodhabhasa Alankara I will first tell, then I will explain in this context. Okay. So Virodhabhasa is Shleshadibhur Virodhaschet.
Shleshadibhur.
Repeat. Shleshadibhur Virodhaschet.
Shleshadibhur Virodhaschet.
Shleshadibhur Virodhaschet. Virodhabhasata mata. Virodhabhasata mata. Virodhabhasata mata. Apyandhakarinanena. 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 Jagade tat prakashyate.
Jagade tat prakashyate.
Jagade tat prakashyate. You see in this verse, the example is Apyandhakarinanena jagade tat prakashyate. Apyandhakarinanena, andhakarina anena jagat prakashyate. How will it be? So the world is illuminated by one who is creating darkness. See, by the embodiment of darkness, the world is illuminated. See. So this is what it says. Andhakarina nena jagadetat prakashyati. So there is a virodha, right? But now this andhakari means the one who makes darkness, who creates darkness. Now this word has to be differently viewed. Andhakasya arihi andhakarihi. If you take, Andhakasya arihi andhakari. Andhaka is the name of a demon. Arihi is enemy. So he is Paramashiva. See, like Purari, like Murari, Andhakari. So now Andhakarina nena jagadetat prakashyate, if you take, so through this Andhakari, so through Paramashiva, this world is illuminated. So then there is no Virodha. So if you look at the word Andhakarina in a different way, there is a Virodha. If you look at slightly differently, you get the virodha are resolved. So that is why this is Shleshadibhuhu virodhaschet virodha bhasata mata. See? So there, in fact, there is another example. This verse, this definition and example is from Chandraloka. Okay, Chandraloka is a standard text. Leshadibhur virodhaschet virodha bhasata mata apyandhakarinanena jagadetat prakashyate. There is another verse which is in Kuvalayananda, another interesting example. Abhasatve virodhasya
Abhasatve virodhasya Abhasatve virodhasya
virodha bhasayishyate
virodha bhasayishyate virodha bhasayishyate.
The example here is Vina pitan viharena Tanvi harena
Vina pitan viharena
Vina pitan viharena
Vina pitan viharena Vina pitan viharena
Vakshojau tavaharinau
Vakshojau tavaharinau
Vakshojau tavaharinau. See, Tanvi means, the definition is almost similar. Abhasatve virodhasya. So when a contradiction seems to be apparent, there we have this virodha bhasa alankara. Apparent means it will be resolved later. So the example here is Vinapi tanvi harena. Harena vina. Okay. Harena vina. Hara means garland. Hara. Tanvi is the addressing word to a woman, okay, young woman who is slim. Hey Tanvi. Harena vina Vakshojau tava harinahu. Vakshojau tava harinahu. Harinahu means they possess garland. Vakshojau. See, Vaksha is chest. Vakshoja is something which emerges from the chest. Okay, that is breast. So Vakshojau tava harinahu. Without garland, so they are possessing garland. This is how he says. So here that word hari means haraha asya astiti hari is one way. Haratiti hari. Okay. So without garland, they are very attractive. Harinau means mama mano harinau. See, they are taking away my manaha, grabbing my mana. It is in that sense virodha bhasaha. Okay. Anyway, so this, now let us come back to the verse. So in the verse he says Sagamanam. Sagamanam means, so it has motion. So the stent moving away. So this, with these qualifiers, phrases, Dhrutistambhadharam Drisha Nibaddham Sagamanam. So there is a virodha bhasa. Okay, how can it have motion? But then if we take this phrase, see, so this phrase Dhrutistambhadharam means a very strong, steady pillar. Okay, if you just take it that way. And if you take Dridha Guna to be a very strong rope, then there is a virodha. But then you take the word Dhrutistambha is, the Dhrutistambha is, the Dhrutihi is, in fact there is a Shruti. Dhrutirajrutihi hrir dhir bhirityetat sarvam mana eva. Understand? So these are all Dhrutihi, Adhrutihi, Hrihi, Dhihi, Bhihi. Ityetat sarvam mana eva. So this is what Shruti says. Now this Dhrutistambha means, so this Dhruti in the form of Stambha. Similarly, guna, dridha guna nibaddham. This guna, you should take it as this sattva, rajas, tamo guna that you have. Okay, the various gunas that I possess. And these gunas, along with the dhriti, this dhriti actually is of three types, right? In Bhagavad Gita we have no dhritya yaya dharayate manah pranendriya kriyaha. So this is how the sattvika dhriti is defined. Okay, dhritya yaya dharayate manah pranendriya kriyaha yogena vyabhicharinya dhritissa partha sattviki. Repeat. Dhritya yaya dharayate.
Dhritya yaya dharayate. Dhritya yaya dharayate.
Manah pranendriya kriyaha.
Manah pranendriya kriyaha. Manah pranendriya kriyaha.
Yogena vyabhicharinya.
Yogena vyabhicharinya. Yogena vyabhicharinya.
Dhritissa partha sattviki.
Dhritissa partha sattviki. Dhritissa partha sattviki.
Yatu dharma kamarthan. Yatu dharma kamarthan. Yatu dharma kamarthan. Dhritya dharayate Arjuna. Dhritya dharayate Arjuna. Dhritya dharayate Arjuna. Prasangena phalakankshi.
Prasangena phalakankshi. Prasangena phalakankshi.
Dhritissa partharajasi.
Dhritissa partharajasi. Dhritissa partharajasi.
Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam.
Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam.
Vishadam madameva cha.
Vishadam madameva cha. Vishadam madameva cha.
Navimunchati durmedhaha.
Navimunchati durmedhaha. Navimunchati durmedhaha.
Dhritissa parthatamasi.
Dhritissa parthatamasi. Dhritissa parthatamasi.
Now, these definitions that we find in Bhagavad Gita of three types of dhriti will help us very easily resolve. So, very easily resolve this virodhabhasa that we have. So, the last definition of tamasi dhriti. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madameva cha navimunchati durmedhaha dhritissa partha tamasi. He says. So now this dhriti swapnam bhayam shokam navimunchati. Suppose you have. So this dhriti that we possess always keeps moving from sattviki, rajasi, tamasi. So this one can very easily see. So when it is a tamasi dhriti, then obviously it jumps from one place to the other place. See, navi munchati durmedhaha dhritihi sa partha tamasi. Navi munchati means what does it not draw? Swapnam bhayam shokam. Ya swapnam bhayam shokam. Vishadam madameva cha. These are all negative things. See, lamenting. Vishadam madameva cha navimunchati. So it basically refers to a certain ability of the mind, okay, to have a certain determination and not swerve away from whatever you have decided to do. On the other hand, so swapnam bhayam shokam navimunchati, when you say, so you sit for study and then you product. I find some of my students sitting in the lab. So they will sit. Suddenly when I come from my cabin, I will see them leaning on there. And sometimes one fellow just sleeps like this. So, yaya swapnam bhayam shokam. These are all swapna essentially means, it need not necessarily mean dream. Okay. So, yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madamevacha navimunchati. So, this dhriti, okay. So, if this is the dhriti in the form of stamba, then obviously it will be moving. Understand? So, the other dhriti that one he is talking about, see, other dhriti, see, even if you have other dhriti, that need not be necessarily permanently with you. So, that is the ideal form of dhriti that one must have, the sattviki dhriti. Rajasi dhriti is also understandable, but the only problem that is we find here is prasangena phalakankshi. It's a very interesting usage. The prasangena phalakankshi, there is an interesting phrase in English. Opportunistic fellow. See, prasangena phalakankshi means, okay, so whenever there is an opportunity, so this has a negative connotation. Okay, prasangena phalakankshi. Otherwise, it's okay. Yatu dharma kamarthan dhritya dharayate arjuna. Okay, this dhr plus tin pratyaya is dhriti. So, dharanam is the meaning. Okay. So, this dhriti, dhritistambha dharam and dridhaguna nibaddham. The second phrase, see, dridhaguna nibaddham means, we have this again in Bhagavad Gita, we have this. So, this fellows, prakrtistvam, yeah, prakrtistvam namunchiti. There is a phrase. See, prakrtistvam niyokshyati. Understand? So, prakrtistvam niyokshyati is another. In another place we have this. So, prakritihi niyokshyati means this prakritihi essentially refers to the sattva rajas tamo guna. Okay. So, you may not want to, but you will be driven to. Okay. Niyokshyati means it will. So, that way you have dridhaguna nibaddham. This dridha in the sense of bad vasana. Understand? This durvasana. So, it may drive you to wrong directions. Okay. So, this is a problem. See, we find this is a very, very nice fellow, so who has been working with in Chennai, some welder, excellent qualities, but dridhaguna nibaddham. Okay. However much we say, so he will go to that shop. Okay. Next day when he comes, there will be some gandha. So this is a problem. So he will accept, no, I will not do. Everything he will say. But then dridhaguna nibaddham. Okay. That is not necessarily that fellow. Our own families we have, right? Various kinds of vasanas. Okay. Dritistambhadharam dridhaguna nibaddham sagamanam. Now we see, so there is a virodha as it is, virodha bhasa. That is resolved. That virodha turns to virodha bhasa. Then the next line. So what do we have? Vichitram padmadhyam. So this vichitram in this sense, okay, though it is tied like this, it is actually moving. So therefore it is vichitra. Then further he says padmadhyam. This padmadhyam pratidivasa sanmarga ghatitam is a temptation that Bhagavad Pada wants to create for Paramashiva to come and stay here. So we say, no, so what a beautiful place it will be. So why don't you come and then see, right? So Padmadhyam, this Vichitram one can also understand in a different way, that it is adorned with variety of, okay, so embellishments. And Padmadhyam means it is, there is a, near the tent you have a lot of lotuses. Vichitram Padmadhyam. And he also says Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam. Ghatita is associated. Okay. Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam can be understood as this is a tent that is visited by a lot of people, okay, who are in the righteous path. Sanmarge ye vartante sanmarga daha taihi ghatita. Okay. Vichitram. Other way one can understand is, but the Pratidivasa will not fit so well. So therefore, Sanmarga Ghatitam means there is a nice pathway to come to this tent. Okay. But we will not be able to fit that Pratidivasa with that. Okay. Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam. All these words are qualifiers for Sputapatakuti. Then he says Smarare. He Smarare. Prapya imam kutim prapya. So Vishadam, Padmadhyam, Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam, these are all things which are used to tempt Paramashiva to come to this kuti. Okay, so these are all some good things here. So why don't you come? And here he says, Jayasvamin Shaktya. Not only you need to come, why don't you come with your spouse? Shaktya Saha. So you can have some nice trip along with your wife. Come and stay here. See, Padmadhyam, very beautiful. And it is Swachha, it will be very attractive. See, Sputapata, that is why he uses Jayasvamin Shaktya Atra Agastya Prapya He Swamin Jaya. Okay. The other qualifier that we find here is Saha Shivaganaihi Sevita. Saha is over. See, Shivaganaihi Sevita. Shivaganaihi Sevita He Vibho. He Vibho. Shivaganaihi Sevita. So you come and take shelter here. Okay. So this is what he is praying to Parameshwara. Here this word Smarare is an interesting usage. Smarare. What is Smarari? Andhakari, Purari, Smarari. Smaraha? Kamaha. So Smararihi. Smararihi refers to Manmatha Jeta. In Sahitya Shastra, they have an Alankara called Parikarankura Alankara. Okay. I'll tell the definition. Sabhipraye Visheshyetu. Sabhipraye Visheshyetu. Sabhipraye Visheshyetu. Bhavet Parikarankuraha.
Bhavet Parikarankuraha. Bhavet Parikarankuraha.
The Smarare, the Smaraha is essentially Kamaha. After all, if you are shaky, it is essentially because of Kama, right? So you want to do something, but something else takes away. So this is temptation, Kama, Chapalya, all that. So now he is a Smarari. So he can finish all that. Okay. So it is in that sense he uses the word Smarari. Okay. So therefore we find a use, there is a nice example of Parikarankura Alankara. Okay. Now read the verse. Dhidistambhadharam Dridhaguna Nibaddham Sagamanam Vichitram Padmadhyam Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam Smarare Macchetas Phutapatakutim Prapya Vishadam Jayaswamin Shaktya Sahasranai Sevita Vibho Pralobhagiratthaharana paratantro dhanigrihe Pralobhagiratthaharana paratantro
धनिगृहे प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन्
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन्
भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
इमं चेतश्चोरम्
इमं चेतश्चोरम् इमं चेतश्चोरम्
कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
तवाधीनं कृत्वा
तवाधीनं कृत्वा तवाधीनं कृत्वा
मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम् मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्.
So here he is personifying his buddhi as a chora. Imam chetaschoram. So chetaschora. Chetasaha chora. Cheta eva chora. Imam chetaschoram. This chetaschora is, even Lord Krishna will be described as chetaschora. Imam chetaschoram. Imam chetaschoram kathamiha sahe shankara vibho. How can I tolerate this thief within me? Imam chetaschoram kathamiha sahe shankara vibho tavadhinam krutva. May you keep this thief under your spell, under your control. Tavadhinam krutva mayi niraparadhe kuru krupam. So the first half he says, what does this thief do? Pralobhaddihi arthaharana paratantraha. Here also there is a nice Lesha Alankara. Pralobhaddihi, double meaning, double entendre we find. Pralobhaddihi arthaharana paratantro dhanigrihe praveshodyuktas san Bhramati bahudha taskarapate. Bhramati bahudha. We should keep up to that. So this thief is wandering. Wandering is further qualified by the Kriya Visheshanam bahudha bhramati. Okay. Bahudha bhramati means he is just moving around, wandering around, exploring all means. Bahudha bhramati means, okay, explores all kinds of means. All kinds of means for what? Arthaharana paratantraha. Arthaharana paratantraha. So here is where the word artha is to be understood in two ways. Normally thieves, so they look for something which is worthy of stealing, some wealthy item. So he will not come and take this flask. Okay. So he will look for something which will be highly beneficial for him. Okay. So artha harana paratantraha. There the word artha should be understood as something which is very valuable. Arthasya aharane paratantraha means paradhinaha. Okay. In fact, paratantra, the word tantra, in this context you should know. See, tantra sometimes means shastra. Okay. So paratantra means parashastram. That will be only in Napumsaka. So here paratantra, it can be anything. Paratantra. Paratantram. Arthaharana Paratantraha. This Choraha. Arthaharana Paratantraha means, so Arthaharane Paradhina. That Arthaharanam is something which has grabbed him. Sarthaharanam, so when you take it as Choraha, you should take it as some valuable thing. But here this Chetaha is what is? Chetaha is personified as Choraha. So from the viewpoint of Chetaha, you should take it as Vishayaha. Okay? Arthaharana Paratantraha. From one Artha to other Artha, from other Artha to other Artha. It just keeps on moving. Brahmati Bahudha. So this fellow, that is why we have this verse, no? What is this? Shabdadibhih panchabhireva pancha.
Shabdadibhih panchabhireva pancha. Shabdadibhih panchabhireva pancha.
Panchatvamapuhu svagunena baddhaha. Panchatvamapuhu svagunena baddhaha. Panchatvamapuhu svagunena baddhaha. Kuranga matanga patangamina. Kuranga matanga patangamina. Kuranga matanga patangamina. Bhringanaraf panchabhiranchitah kim. Bhringanaraf panchabhiranchitah kim. Bhringanaraf panchabhiranchitah kim. It says, Naraha panchabhihi anchitaha. These are all five things are listed here. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Bhringa. Okay. So Kuranga is deer, Ashwa. Okay. Matanga is elephant. Patanga is the firefly. Okay. Meena is fish. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Bhringa. Bhringa is the honeybee. So it says Shabdadibhihi Pancha, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So being attracted by each one of them sequentially, so these jantus, okay, they get lost. Okay. Shabdadibhihi Panchabhireva Pancha, Panchatvamapuhu means they meet their end. Means they are tied, they go Paratantra. See, the deer is caught by playing some nice music. Okay. The male elephant is caught by showing a female elephant. So Shabda Sparisha. So the firefly gets attracted by the fire, gets itself lost. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena. So fish gets trapped, okay, out of rasa. Shabda Sparisha Rupa Rasa. Gandha, honeybee. So honeybee gets locked into the flower. So that is how it is. So Pancha Panchatva Mapuhu, these five things, being attracted by one Vishaya, they get themselves lost. What to speak of human being who possesses all the five things simultaneously. Okay. So now Arthaharana Paratantraha means, so now this is gone, you go to next. This is gone, you go to next. So this is how Arthaharana Paratantraha. Then Dhanigrihe. Dhanigrihe is the one who possesses that. This Dhanigraha can also be taken as a Upalakshana. Okay? So the Dhanigraha, wherever these arthas are available. Dhanigrihe. Pralobhagyihi, being tempted. See, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. That is why Adi he is here. See, Pralobhagyihi. Arthaharanam. He wants to fetch and satisfy his indriyas. Arthaharana paratantro dhanigrihe praveshodyuktasan. Praveshodyuktaha means bent upon. Okay, he is hell bent upon to get into this. Praveshodyuktasan. Bhramati bahudha. If not available here, he goes elsewhere. Bhramati bahudha taskarapate. Bhramati bahudha. So this is a description of what is happening. Then he says, He taskarapate imam chetaschoram kathamiha sahe. He taskarapate Shankara. Shankara is addressing word, and he qualifies that with taskarapati. If you take it that way, then you have what may be called as Parikara-lankara. So earlier I told you Parikarankura. So Parikara-lankara is Alankara Parikaraha.
Alankara Parikaraha. Alankara Parikaraha.
Sabhipraye Visheshani. Here if you look at He Taskarapade Shankara. So because he has to control this Chora, no? He is a Taskarapati. Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. We have in Rudra. So since he is Taskarapati, he can easily take over this Chora. Taskaranam Pati as a leader. So therefore, this is a nice example of Parikara Ankara. Taskarapate imam chetaschoram tavadhinam krutva. I am a niraparadhi. Okay. If at all something has been done, it is because of this chora. And you are anyway a choranam patihi, taskaranam patihi. Okay. So you better take care of this fellow. Imam chetaschoram. I cannot tolerate this fellow. Kathamiha sahe Shankara vibho tavadhinam krutva mahi niraparadhe kuru krupam. So I am a niraparadhi. On me krupam kuru. Okay. So please shower your compassion upon me. Mahi niraparadhe kuru krupam. Here in fact you can even see this word Vibhu, the last somewhere we have, no? Vibho is another address. See, he is using various addressing words here. Why? Not to just fill. See, Vibho is, again one can think of this Vibho as to hint that this Parameshwara, Vibhu means Sarvagata. Okay? So, Param Mahatvavan Vibhu. Sarvamurtadravya sanyogitvam vibhutvam. So this is what technically they will define. Now this vibhu, why is he using? You cannot say that this Torah has gone somewhere, I am unable to trace. You cannot say. You are a sarvavyapi, sarvagata. You know where this Torah is. It is like infrared camera. Tomo? Is it Tomomaka? This is one thing. Tomahawk. See, it's like that. Okay. So this is like that. Okay, you are a vibhu, and therefore you cannot just say excuse yourself by saying that I am unable to trace this chora. Okay, so therefore that vibhu can be understood in that sense. Okay, tavadhinam krutva mahi niraparadhe kuru kripam. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. Read this verse.
Pralobhavyairatharnakapatantro dhanigrihe praveshodhyuktasam bhramati bahuda taskarapate imam chetaschoram kathamiha sahe shankara vibho tavadhinam krutva mayi niraparadhe kuru kripam.
Om sarve pasukhinas santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kasyid dukha bhag bhavet. Om. Om.